origins of Reframing the Narrative come from teachers all across Virginia, educators, and other professionals coming together to really want to create a more open-ended social studies curriculum that invites inquiry, questioning, and drawing conclusions into the classroom. This started at a secondary level with a group of teachers across Virginia, and eventually the elementary cohort was formed where elementary teachers across Virginia were engaged in this work. It's officially rolling out for all students and all teachers in August, but so far there have been teachers across the division who have been excited, like some of our teachers, to pilot this work, and they're eager and excited to start working with their students already on these units.
So this year we've given a few of the new inquiries a try that were developed over the summer, and there were a couple that were developed before that. And I think that there's been a big difference this year with how much discussion we get out of kids rather than just giving them lectures and rote memorization and that kind of thing. We start with a big question, and the kids are able to talk about that question, spend some days with some primary resources, looking at the facts and the whole history, and then determine what they think and critically think about what they've learned.
If you just want to know one thing, then you're going to have to base your whole entire project off that one thing. But if you have multiple things, it's easier to make the project more explainable.
Reframing the narrative, I think you need both sides of the story to make one correct answer. You can't take one side of the story and make a correct answer.
So the very first one that I did this year was, who should we celebrate in October? And the question was, should we celebrate Christopher Columbus or should we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day? And so over each day, the kids were looking at another focus question. What did Columbus do? Why is he famous? Who were the first Americans? What impact have they had? And then looking at both of those and the impact that both had on the world and what we have today. And then from there, deciding why it's important to celebrate who and when. And so the kids really were able to have some discussions about that history can be messy. And kids aren't often taught that history is messy from a young age. And so they were able to look at a hero and see that sometimes heroes and brave people also do things that maybe aren't heroic. And from there they were able to say, this person did amazing things, but also did things that weren't so amazing. And realized that cultures were changed and cultures impacted what was going on during that time.
So primary sources, she would be like, Columbus landed here, and then she would talk to us about what he would do when he landed there, and then we could really talk about what we think that was wrong or right that he did and stuff like that.
I think it made it more interesting for me because I think that I need to know the backstory about the place that I live in, and if I don't know the first people that lived here, I think that's not really right because I know about this, the not native people that were not here.
We're having so much more discussion, and honestly, for a long time I taught fourth grade, and so in second grade I felt like it was more talking at kids, and this really gives the kids an opportunity to do most of the talking. I present something and then they go from there. They often work in this class with learning partners, and that's how they kind of suss out the information so that everybody has an opportunity to share their thinking.
I do think that the Reframing the Narrative inquiry-based lessons are helping our students learn, because it's not just giving them and feeding them the facts, it's really promoting critical thinking, inferencing, and helping students to use sources to make conclusions for themselves. It's promoting those deep thinking skills that are going to help them on the SOLs, but also it's a general great life skill for them to learn now.